Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Monday. Hey, Peter, Moran, Alexander, Tibby, how you guys doing? Oh, boy. Well, let's go take a look and see what's shaking this morning. Overnight inventory is long. Okay, and how do we determine that? Very simple, real simple. There's the close from Friday, the trading from the overnight. That's 70% of time and volume, and that's probably the other 10, 15, maybe 80 to, I'd say overnight inventory is probably about 90% long. Hey, Jam, what's up? Hey, Mark, Christian, Travis, Tebow, Kevin, how you guys doing? Good to see you all. Yeah, so we're looking for this move, but I've noticed, and I haven't really, full disclosure, I haven't taken a trade yet this morning. I had to do some running around and stuff, so I wasn't in the most concentrating frame of mind. Um, so we'll see if I can give it a crack here and see if I can scalp some micros. You can see I don't even have my other instance of Sierra open. Let me open it up here. So yeah, right now the bid's at 68.84. And so we have a couple of things to be aware of. Number one is Wednesday, you have FOMC, right? God, my writing's getting worse. Then we have rollover, right? Rollover, the new contract is trading at almost 7,000. The new contract is trading at 69.99 half. So we could get a 7,000 print today in the new contract. It's funny because the spread in that new contract is 98 quarter to 3 3/4 according to my software. So it's bigger than a tick. So it's offered at 7,003 3/4. It's bid 69.98 quarter. Now it's only traded. Um, what is it here? Oh no, that's Nasdaq. Sorry. Where is my ES? Yeah, it's 69.99 half. Yeah, hasn't traded much at all in the March contract. Anywho, so we're gonna have some short covering. We're gonna have some short covering, right? It's definitely gonna have some short covering, and it's one of those things that it keeps happening over and over again. People keep getting short. They keep putting up buy orders. The buy orders are support, allows the wholesale longs to sell, right? We are in distribution, you know. We have that's being sold up here, you know. Um, not really, not really much going on, you know. We've got distribution up here, and until we break 68, 64, really no change. Today, I think we're just going to go back and forth inside Friday's range. Probably we will do that until the Fed. Hey, RC. I think until the Fed, we'll probably just keep going back and forth, right? And we'll see. I know everybody wants to short the market, but I just think that's boring. It's the same old story. Yeah, you want to short a market that never goes down. Now, if you short Somebody was asking me, how do I use the 4-hour chart to put together a short position? And I said, that's a great idea. But let's take a look at that 4-hour chart. So if you had to, right, what I call the gun to your head shorts, right? Hey, Renee, how you doing? If you are a gun to your head shorts, you'd look at our high is 68.93 and a quarter. My level here is 94, and that's where the sellers have been stepping in. Okay, so we have a seller there. So fair. Let's short 91, looking for an inventory correction down. Okay, where are you going to put your stop? Well, if you're cheap like me, you'll put your stop at 94.95. If you're a big spender, you'll put your stop probably around 69.02, 69.03. And if you're a really big spender and you like pain, you'll put your stop at 69.09 because that's the next place that they're going to sell into this thing. So, and where would you put your bids? Well, longer term traders, you're looking for the bottom of, our overnight low is what, 68.72? That'd be a start. And then, if we can break that level, then we could get something lower. But here's the problem. Problem I see is every time we liquidate, lately, we get higher lows. Right? It's a pain. I would rather wait until the backside of that short move. The front end of the move is so hard to get. The front end of the move, if we look at, where's our half-hour chart? Where is our half-hour chart? Here we go. So if you're using a half-hour chart instead of market profile, that's fine. Take a look and see where we are with respect to the move. Okay, so we're in the front end of the move. This is a front end of the move. What you want to do is you want it to look above a level and come back underneath, and you can identify the seller and short the back end. That's what you want to short. Front end of the move, back end of the move. Front end of the move, back end of the move. Right? The front end of the move is not for you guys to short. That's for large wholesalers to sell their inventory into. If you had 5, 10,000 contracts, you're going to use that front end of the move where all those people are coming and you just keep selling a little bit, selling it higher, selling it higher. They keep coming, you keep selling it higher, right? But that's not for your short seller. Because if you start shorting on the first couple of green candles, you're going to get stopped out and then it's going to crack. How many, raise your hand if you've had that happen to you. I know all of you have, right? Where you short, you start way too early. When it breaks out, you're shorting the breakout, get stopped out, and then later the trade works, right? Everyone's done it. So how do you get past that? Use the look above and fail, right? The look above and fail trade is that's what you got to do, right? You have to use the look above and fail, and you short the back end of the move. So how does that work? On a half-hour candle chart, what you're doing is you wait for the market to come up over this area where it says sell, the sellers are. When it comes back down underneath and the offer is under 92, you short 92 and you go and cover the 88s, the 85s. Because there's bids down here, right? There's a position right here. You can see it. Hey, Hank, how you doing? Right? You can see the position here. There's the distribution. There's the short right back down to the position. So you're going to have to cover somewhere here. So you take your 5, 6 points, right? Very simple, right? If you're using that level as a look below and fail, it comes back underneath. You go long. 86, 87, put your stop underneath 84, and you're selling the 92s, right? That's common sense, practical trading using a half-hour chart, couple of simple lines. The only thing you have to be able to do, my friends, is pay attention and follow directions. If you can pay attention and follow directions, you're gold. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now. If you can pay attention and if you can follow directions, actually do what you're told, you will make money. Once you start getting cute and thinking, oh, I can do this, or I can modify that, or I'm going to use this and I'm going to try it this way, and don't do that. Don't try it your way, right? Unless you've done it your way 1,000 times and you're making money. Now, if you're making money, right, doing what you do, right, in the words of Cat Williams, make your paper, boo-boo, right? Do not change anything, right? Hopefully we can help you size up if you need help with that. But if you're consistently profitable and you're doing your own thing, great. But if you're not consistently profitable, what if you're one of these traders who makes money and then loses it? Right? What if you're one of these traders who's not profitable, who's never been profitable, or is profitable for a month or two and then blows up your account? Right? Then listen. Right? We'll teach you at the Trading Syndicate, we'll teach you how to make a living in this business without blowing yourself up, right? And right now, in our room, we have traders who are using, they're using the funded trader programs. They're taking money out. It's not, they're not buying Lamborghinis yet. But with our AI trading coach and with the room, you really have no excuse not to be profitable. All you got to do is put in the work. Right? That's all you got to do. Weekend was good, Hank. How about you? What's going on down there? Oh, excuse me. Still got a bit of a cold. So stubbornly, we are not correcting overnight inventory. Right? Unfortunately for our poor old friends, the shorts, we have no correction to overnight inventory yet. Ah, nice. Christmas is great. Great time of the year. Yeah, it's the first year with the little one for you guys. That's great. Good stuff, Hank. Good stuff. Yeah, so what are we going to do here? Right, I'm short biased because inventory is long. Now I see a seller. I see a seller at 91. So let's try poking at this thing. Put some offers out. Oh, I missed it. I should have been short 90, right? Let's see. As it climbs back up here, right? We can see that there's clearly a seller at 91. So I'm short. Did I get a print at 90? No, 89 and 3/4 see if I can get out one at 90, and I'll just put my stop here, right? If that's all we get, then I'm happy to tap out of it. If it breaks 88, I'll go and put an 87 and 3/4 bid in. See if I can cover that, right? So I'm short a few just at in this area right here. And I'm going to go put a bid in. I'm going to put a test bid at 88 and 3/4. Now, if we start taking out the top of that candle and that candle, I know that that trade's not worth, it's not worth nothing, right? The problem is good old VWAP is the goalie here. And everyone's front running it here, and that's why the stupid thing is bid at 89, right? Bit of a pain. Bit of a pain for us, but that's okay. All right, so let's see. Can I buy one crappy contract back at 88 and 3/4? If I can't, then I know, right? Not necessarily. There's a See, the problem is, and this is where I'm doing a video on time frames, and I think it'll be very helpful. I just have not been able to verbalize it intelligently enough to put it out for you guys. I'm doing a video on exactly what you're asking, Blackhawk, right? So I'm scratching, right? I'm going to scratch that trade. There's no reason for me to be short, right? See, it found the bid straight up, right? So scratch, right? The problem with if those shorts cover is that there are other shorts that have shorted since the 21st. That's the problem. There are shorts that covered yesterday that shorted here. Look. This is our most recent big short position is down here. Do you notice that yesterday we had a poor low? Because M period liquidated did not take out the low of the day. They came stampeding in here like bulls coming out of the chute at a rodeo, and we closed up here. That's why the overnight low, nowhere near that poor low. Right? We might just get an inside day. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about these short sellers. The short sellers, well, there's all so many different time frames of short seller, right? There's people who have shorted the market, a week ago. There's people who have shorted the market 3 days ago. There's people who have shorted the market last night. So all of these different time frames of short sellers, the more short sellers you get in a market, the more buying you get. Now, you guys don't really think about this because it was never your job to trap short sellers, right? One of my jobs when I work deals for people, insiders of these companies, is they have hundreds of millions of shares of stock and they need to increase the price of that stock. Now, if you're following along and you're thinking, boy, that sounds familiar, like BMNR issuing a dividend, right? Because the short sellers have to buy back the stock to pay the dividend. All of these little tricks people will use to prop up markets, right? Now, the more people you can get short, the more support you have. And you don't have to convince anybody to buy. All you got to do is sit there and not sell. And as long as you don't sell, price stays up. And you'll think, well, it's not just one person selling, is it, Jay? There's lots of people in a market. Exactly. But the problem is that all of the people on the other side of your trades have been taught the exact same way I have. So when they see buyers, they all yank the price up simultaneously. That's why, if you ever wonder, right, you'll look at these markets and go, man, these things look like they're manipulated. It looks like one person is just yanking around price. It's not that. It's that we are all trained to think the same way. We all do the same thing. Like, if you've ever seen a school of fish, the way they move, that's what traders do. We all move at the same time. So it has the appearance that one person or a group is controlling all of the supply. And it actually is a group that's controlling all the supply. It's all the wholesale longs. And what we do, if you're a wholesale long, a market maker or a position trader, any kind of large size long trader, is going to use the short sellers as leverage. Right? Because wouldn't it be nice if somebody held the price of something up while you sell? That's a beautiful thing. Right? It's beautiful. Leverage is an amazing concept. Right? Leverage is an amazing concept. And I'm not talking leverage of margin rates. I'm talking about leveraging people when they're in trouble. You see, this is one of the businesses where if you know someone's in trouble, and this sounds really horrible, right? I didn't invent this, right? If someone's in trouble, you have a moral responsibility to take their head and put it in the toilet. Exactly. Crush them. Right? You have a moral responsibility as a trader to stick the knife in and twist it as hard as you can, because that's this business. Remember, Michael Douglas, 1987, Wall Street. If you want a friend, get a dog. This is a horribly, really, really merciless business. Right? So let's see what we've got here. We're looking for an inventory correction. I shorted it and covered already. I'm going to wait till the open. We got 5 minutes, right? See what kind of flow comes in. Like I said, I'm short biased, but the short's it's not really ready right now. Let's let them caramelize the onions a little bit, so to speak, before maybe we get some selling on the open. Let's see what happens. Right? It is, right? It is. You're exactly right, Rebel. That's why 90% of people, 99% of people fail at doing this, because they have no idea what the hell's going on in the business. And then they try and rely on trading psychology instead of learning what the hell happens. I mean, it'd be like me trying to do neurosurgery, killing the patient, and then saying I need to see a medical psychologist because I killed all my patients, like blowing up accounts. It doesn't make any sense. That's why we're big on learning your craft. We want you to learn how to do this so you can make a living, and and it doesn't have to be goofy. you know Make a living at your own pace. Learn how to do this, right? Make some money so you're not staying up at 3 in the morning watching the market, hoping that something's going to happen, right? You know? Okay. Yeah. You will not find any gibberish in my room. I do not tolerate it. I don't let people talk about crazy, stupid things, right? It's like, how do we teach you to make money? I want you guys to make money, right? I want you to do a couple of hours of work, make your money, and then go and enjoy your life. Go pay your phone bill, right? I don't want you sitting in front of the screen for 25 hours, you know, gibberation. What's going on, Moran? How you doing? Gibberish. No gibberish, right? There's no indicators. There's no gibberish. There's no liquidity sweeps or icicle orders or any of that crap. Where's the buyers? Where are the sellers? How are we gonna make some money? That's what all we care about. There's the short I wanted. Rat bastards. I was too early. See? I was too early here. That happens. Oh, see, that's one of the things, Rebel. We want you to be very happy being wrong, right? If you can be happy being wrong, it's going to save you so much money, right? It's going to save you so much money if you could be happy being wrong. Because as soon as you're wrong, you admit it, you bail, right? Your stops, the other thing that I teach people that nobody else teaches people in any trading room is that your stops are a business expense. They provide you insurance on your account. They also give you information on the order flow. So if you get stopped out, it's not a personal thing against you. It's the markets try to tell you that what you're thinking is not quite there, right? So when that happens, take the information and use it, right? Take that information and use it. Don't be stubborn, because stubborn just gets you a ride on the bus and a house made out of cardboard, right? Reframe how you, if you looked at this like a business, you would not freak out if you were wrong, right? If you looked at this like a business, you would instantly change how you look at things, because you'd be, oh, I'm going to try this transaction, right? Like that short I took here, right? I was short here, right? And it started to go against me, and I immediately scrubbed it because I knew I was wrong, right? Or was it here, right? I immediately knew I was wrong, right? So I'll take the hit. That's a business expense. Now, on a smaller account, you have smaller business expenses. On a bigger account, you can use larger business expenses, right? Just like Walmart can spend more on business expenses than a small mom and pop store that sells TVs and, I was going to say, clock radios, as if anybody remembers those, right? Right? Gonna try a little short at 86. Holy crap. I'm short 6 contracts at 86.20, and I'm covering them with both hands. I'm flat. And that was on the micro. That's the first trade I've taken that worked today. So I had that one scrub and then that. So I saw a seller here, and I was shorting just around VWAP. Little dangerous, but I saw a seller. And then that dump, we covered, right? Beautiful little trade, right? That's what you do, right? You're looking for that seller. You see the trade. The open comes. There was some nice sell orders in that opening auction in the pre-open. They telegraphed it, right? They showed us that that there was a seller. That's why I was drawing those white lines, if you notice, right? I drew a line here. See the highs getting lower? That's when I hit it, and my stop was just here. Does that make sense? So there we go. Now let's see what these knuckleheads do. They'll tell you what they're doing. The market will show you what it's doing. You just gotta, if I were you, if you were learning how to do that trade, after I would rewind this Sierra's got a beautiful chart replay. I would rewind the last 20 minutes or the last 10 minutes before the open. right? And watch that. You'll see that. It's going to happen over and over again in this market. Now, if we accept under 84, we're going to drop this puppy down to 76. And see, there's some buy orders right here that we need to get past the goalie, past 80. Come on now. Oh, there's another stop I missed. That's why there's 3 stops here. There we go. That V stop right there, VW, not Volkswagen, right? And there's the close. So what these knuckleheads are doing, they're front running the close. So that's why you're getting this buying here in the middle of nowhere, right? On the 1-minute chart. So if we break that close, the next stop will be 77, 76 and 3/4. Yeah. The game is afoot. It's going to be a very interesting year end. I think. I think so. Kind of. So we'll see what happens. Now, this should be, quote unquote, there should be a seller somewhere here between 84 1/4 and 85 3/4. They're in the bushes. I can feel them. Da, see? Watch the offer now, right? I know you're there, right? There's a seller at 84, 84 1/4. Wait for the next candle. And if the top of the next candle can't take out 84 1/4, I think we're going to go down and test that 80 bid again. So here we go. Come on. Sell them like you mean them. Come on. My grandmother hits bids harder than this. Come on. Good grief. Wishy-washy algorithm. Come on. Give us a big red candle. Come on. See, there's the close. It's just responsive buying from short sellers. Everybody knows where the close is, so they're all going to be buying it. Now, the only reason they'll step away, they'll step away from buying it if they see size. And if you noticed, if you rewind this, they splashed the close and the actual price didn't move. They just stopped people out. That's when people got stopped out right there. Anybody who was long using the close as a stop just got just flattened there. And it's not many, it's a couple of hundred contracts, right? After a while, you'll get used to this. At first, it seems very esoteric, but really it's not. It's really not, you know. And once you realize that all we do the same thing every single day. Once you got that down, you know what to look for, you'll be fine, right? This business never changes. It hasn't changed in hundreds of years. It's gotten more efficient, right? It's gotten way more efficient, and it's gotten, you know, faster, but the business itself hasn't changed at all. And why would it? You know? Why would you change something that's perfect? Yeah. Once you learn what to look for, then it's just a matter of learning how to execute in different environments. That's the trick. See, Hank, I'm looking for that overnight low as well. It just might take us some time to get down there. So for me, the way it is right now, there's no trade. I won't trade until it hits an edge. So if you're a person who has trouble with over trading, right? Any of you guys have trouble over trading? Don't be embarrassed, right? If you have trouble over trading, I know this sounds kooky. Get yourself some kind of a hobby, right? Like go look at cars on the internet, uh, play chess, read a book, build a model airplane, something, right? We've all done it. So, something to kind of distract yourself, and then you only trade when the chart tells you that the trade is there, like when the look below and fail is present, president. Ugh, man. When that trade presents itself, you hit it with everything you got. But until then, you just sit back and chill, right? You got to find something to distract yourself. I personally love the website called Bring a Trailer, where I can look for cars that I'll never be able to afford. Or, those auctions like, they sold that McLaren on the weekend for 24 million bucks, right? It keeps me occupied. It keeps me from, trying to overtrade, things like that. Keeps your attention away. So that way, do something when it's slow, right? Or go to the gym. That's even healthier, right? Find something to do. Another thing I do, would you recommend watching the trading broker's chart or a chart with mostly liquidity in the case that you are not trading futures? What are you trading, my friend? All the charts that you are looking at are pretty much the same. This chart here and this chart here are the same thing. This is just a 1 minute time frame. This is a half hour. And this is a bit more detailed, right? I would recommend just using a candle chart. Because the candle chart, look how much information. It shows the sellers are moving price down, right? The top of the candles. That's why where are my trend line folks? Right? Where are the people who trade trend lines? Right? You would draw a trend line, that means the offer is moving down, so you can stay with that trend of price being on sale. That's what a trend line down is. A trend line is just price being on sale for an extended amount of time. That's all. Right? A trend line up means, ooh, lots of suckers. Let's raise the price and gouge them. Right? That's really all there is to it. Right? Now that looks like a little look below and fail of 76 3/4. Let's see where they find the bid. It's okay, yeah, Dave. And it's perfectly fine. Right? Oh, CFD. Oh man, you know what? Can I be honest? I don't like those CFD brokers, man. I don't like CFDs and spread betting. I'm going to get into a lot of trouble. But I think those guys are criminals, and because they don't have correct market data, and nobody ever makes big money with those people. As soon as you start making money, they change the algo on you and make sure you're out, right? They're not real markets. You're trading a fantasy market where the broker controls the price, right? A CFD is not like this is you put in an order, it goes to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? They can't bucket your order, they can't front run your order, right? Those CFD things, honestly, I honestly think CFDs are just massive money laundering operations that take retail traders' money. And the other thing with CFD is if you're in a bad, yeah, slippage is horrible. If you're in a bad trade, if you're short under 76, you're looking for 69 and a quarter if we break the overnight low. Um, if you're in a bad trade, one thing that I hate about CFDs is you can wire money, right? You can wire money from your bank account instantly into your brokerage account to hold the position. And that's how they suck the money out of everybody's bank account. See, at a regular brokerage firm, it takes a couple of days for a wire to book and you have to close. Whoa, did you see that? Whoa, there you go. We found the bid. We found the bid. CFD means your trade, Dan, doesn't go to the exchange. Here, if I go to buy a contract at 76 or 78, my order goes to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? And if my order goes to the exchange, it's regulated. When you're trading a CFD, it goes to the broker's internal order management system, and it actually does not go to a designated securities exchange. So you are actually just trading against the broker. In the old days, they used to call them bucket shops. They used to have bucket shops in the old days where Jesse Livermore and those guys were trading, and it would be like, um, long 77 and a quarter and selling 79 and a quarter on flat. Um, and they would have brokerage houses in like in a hotel lobby, right? Yeah, and they're just there to take your money, right? CFDs are the biggest. I don't know why they're not outlawed. They're outlawed in the United States. They're not allowed, but everywhere else, they're just brutal. They're just brutal. How do I know this? Because in 2002, these guys came to me from Cyprus, and they were opening up a CFDs firm, and they wanted me to work for them. And I once I looked at it, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I go, I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. No, thanks. Good luck. Right. It's just a legal way to steal. It's all it is. I'm surprised. You know why they're allowed? Because they grease the politicians. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to say anymore. Uh, right? And they say, oh yeah, in the UK, you don't pay taxes on spread betting, right? Well, no kidding, you don't pay taxes if you don't make any money. There's no taxable income, right? There's no taxable income if you don't make any money. So of course it's tax free. Scoundrels. Takes one to know one. Hey, listen, I'm not Mother Teresa here, right? I've done some nasty things as a trader, and I've done some even nastier things as a deal guy. Horrible things for my clients and my investors groups, right? I've done horrible, horrible things. But CFDs and that spread betting, that's where I draw the line. Well, you're a different kind of nasty, Mr. Simpson. Yeah, it's the same as gambling. That's why, here you'll see there's a gambling parlor on every corner, and then right next to it is a pawn shop. So when you lose all your money, you can go and pawn your watch. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, I do have a Discord room. It is thetradingsyndicate.org, and we keep the price cheap. We keep the price low so people have time to learn. Right? That's why I do this now, right? I try and teach regular people how not to get eaten because every time a retail trader makes money, a market maker gets his wings, right? I'm just doing this for karma credit points, right? It's true. Every time a retail trader makes money, a market maker gets his wings. Yes, I do. Or on X. I'm also on X. I'm vwaptrader1. No problem. Yes. Before I started teaching retail traders how to trade, I was doing Top Gun straight to hell. Okay, let's see. Under 76. Let's see if we can hold that overnight low. There was a heck of a bid there before. Let's see if those guys are still in the bushes. Sorry, guys and girls. Right? Don't want to get in trouble. Let's see. Come on. Are they still there? Not as aggressive. See, now everybody's like scared to short it because of last time. Right? Now it's going to drop, I bet. Let's see. Can we get underneath and take out that A low? Well, there we go. There we go. Now we're looking for that poor low from yesterday. This is where all these knuckleheads got trapped short yesterday. So there should be some buying somewhere in around here. And if that previous day low breaks, let's look for 64 and a quarter. Now where the hell did I put that 4-hour candle chart? There it is. Right back up. Well, at least the levels are working. What was our low? 69 and a quarter? 69 and a quarter. Okay. So the levels are working. Kind of an annoying way. Yeah, every time I help a retail trader get profitable, I think I get some karma credit points. Yeah, what a business. Let's see. What's next? What's next? Dave, I used to pay attention to a lot more than I do now. But I found over the years, right? Um, the less I need to look at, the better. Are these levels on the chart from the higher or lower candles of a higher time frame? No. W9, if you look, the levels on the chart that you see, the candlestick chart, those levels are from what we call a balance zone. And I do the balance zone when I wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock my time, which is around 11 o'clock New York time. I get up and I look to see how the market is traded in the overnight. And I will send you, there is a video. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I'll send you a link. There we go. Yes. Yes, Steve is always cooking up a deal for the right now. I think you can get the AI and the room for one price. And the AI, let me just explain. The AI is really good because when I'm not around, it can answer questions. It's been curated so the information that our AI, it's different than Chat GPT or any normal AI because what we've done is we've gone and cleaned out all the garbage and only put in trusted sources. So, you're not learning trading from, someone who's also making banana bread, that kind of thing. And not that there's anything wrong with banana bread, but I'm just saying um, you should learn how to trade from traders. Understanding is good, but is your understanding, here's the thing, Rebel, is your understanding tied to your execution? That's the hardest thing in this business. One thing is understanding, the other thing is seeing it, then the other thing is executing on your understanding. And that's hard. You know why it's hard? Because we have no guidance. See, when you work at a brokerage firm, right? And excuse my language. When you work at a brokerage firm, you literally have 4 to 5 people up your butt all day, right? You have a compliance officer, you have a credit officer, right? You have a head trader, right? You have the owner of the firm if it's a small firm. You have all these people going, excuse me, what are you doing? Why are you long this? What are you doing? You're offside here. Are you going to fix that? What's going on? Hey, this client of yours, he's got a margin call. What are you doing? Right? They're up your butt constantly, right? A lot of electronic trading platforms at brokerage firms, what they call, if you guys ever heard of OMS, order management system, you put in an order, that order gets routed to compliance. And you'll see it if you watch Billions. You'll see the compliance officer, the trade goes to him and he goes, no, he's not allowed to do that. And he hits cancel and the trade doesn't go through, right? You don't have that here. You don't have order management. You don't have a compliance officer. You have to be your own compliance officer, which is hard, right? It's not easy, right? You got to be your own compliance officer. You got to be your own client. You got to be the owner of your firm. So it's not an easy task, and that's why retail traders have difficulties because they don't have any support. You got no backup, right? It's like being in a gang fight and you're the only one there, right? So, you know, that's why we have the trading room and that's why we try and help people with this so they have a chance, right? Otherwise, ugh. Like even myself, I worked in the business for 20 years, 22 years, 25 years, had a heart attack, learned, thought, okay, retail trading will be easy. It was the hardest thing I ever did, right? Because here's the other thing about retail trading that makes it harder. You can't cheat, right? If I was on the trade desk, right? Now, I would give my market makers hundreds of thousands of dollars in business every month, right? So if I'm making you 200 or 300 grand a month by sending you my orders, right? If I'm day trading, and this happened, you're day trading and you take a $10,000, $15,000 loss, you call your market maker and you go, hey, buddy, can you put up 15 grand for me? And they'll take the bad trade off of you. So you transfer the bad trade, they'll take it. Because if I make you 300 grand a month in money, you'll take a $10,000, $15,000 hit for me. But that breeds really, really bad discipline. Because if I know I get into trouble, I can just hand my trade off to somebody else who will eat it. Can't do that in retail, right? You got to eat your own losses. Very different. Very different. So you can't cheat, and you don't have anybody looking out for you telling you, hey, don't do that. That's really stupid, right? So of course people are going to have a hell of a time with this. Now, as you notice, I've been talking and talking and talking and not naming any trades because there's nothing to do here. So I'm trying to distract you guys from getting chopped up, right? Right? We are getting some short covering here. We have not taken out that previous day low, and that's the big drama here. This is what we're looking for. Can we get back down here? Because if we go sideways here long enough, we're going to go back up over 68.84. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Yeah, it was a good weekend. Weekend went really quick. Like I blinked and the weekend was gone. And we're still in A period, so it's still a lot of time left in this day. A lot of time. How is the coin of bitterness? 90,000? I was kind of hoping it would come under like 80, under 80, and I could buy some more. I was really looking for under 77.5, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that market at all. I just watch it. I buy a little bit and put it away just in case the 0 and 1 mafia get it together. We'll see what happens. I am not smart enough to figure out that stuff. I think it wouldn't be crazy to go test this low, right? Down at 66 quarter. It wouldn't be insane to go test it out. But right now, I don't see a trade. I see chop. Yeah, look below and fail of 76 would be nice. 61 would be even better because we'd get a better deal, right? And that's what really those balance zones are for, so we can get a better deal, right? If I could buy, if we went underneath 61, came back up, buy 63, put your stop at 60, 61, ride it up to 69, that'd be a nice trade. But right now, it's Chop City. Oh boy. All right, B period is here. Try and contain our excitement. B low right at the overnight low. Very mechanical market. The algos are very, very precise. Very, very precise. Oh. How's the regular markets doing? How are the equities? What are the cool kids up to? Corning, that was a great buy. Crab Apple 277. Micro Squish 488. Yeah, sideways. How's that weirdo MSTR? It's holding 174. Thank goodness for the longs. BMNR. Yeah, it's just right at that $35 level. We'll see. Tesla. It came off a little bit today. That's okay. Oh yeah, leather jacket guy. Let's see, what's he up to? Ah, back over 179 and holding. Right, it's playing possum here under 186. Let's see. It's trying to creep. If it gets up over 186, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting if we could clear the 186s. And what's that weirdo Facebook thing? 668. This is a very thinly traded stock, Facebook, or Meta, or whatever the hell they call themselves. How's Black Trident? BlackRock, 1073. And Goldman. Look at Goldman go. They're having a great year. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. Let's see if we could creep up over 76 and three quarter. So say you're long. Say you had built a long position, right? You're like, okay, JJ, you know what? I'm a bigger trader. I'm going to build a long position between 74 and 77, and I'm going to have my out at 72. And you buy 10, 15 contracts here. Maybe you could get 74, 75. You got to put your sell orders up. So if the market goes up, it'll take your sell orders. Otherwise, if your sell orders don't get taken, then you know that you need to lower your price, right? We use the information that the market gives us to move our pricing up and down, right? That's how traders make money, right? You use your orders. So if I'm long 10 contracts at 75 and nobody wants to buy them at 77, well, I'm going to have to lower my price. I don't want to be stuck holding them. Think of them as bananas. I don't know why I'm on the banana thing. Banana bread, bananas. Anyway, uh, you know, you don't want to be holding on to these bananas when they go bad. Get rid of them. Get them out the door, right? If you're a scalper, be quick on your feet, right? The faster you're in and out of a position, the better for you. You can relax, rest. The fasting is getting to me. Yeah. Well, at least it's healthy food, Alexander. I'm not thinking about pizza. Thank goodness. Oh boy. Exactly, Rudy. See, do you see this? Folks, look how clean these algos are. Look, the seller is right there. See how they were there before and they're there again and again and again. See? You guys see that? It's so beautiful. And you don't have to buy any expensive software, right? It's so clear. Yeah. It was like a wall of selling at 77 quarter, right? Exactly, Jonathan. It's like a wall. No sense buying it. If I was long 75 and I saw that, I'd be gone. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Let's go see if we can. What are we going to do with this overnight low? This thing's really taking its time today. Hmm. Man, it's slow. Oh, really? Nobody. I mean, who really wants to take on risk 2 days before a Fed announcement, right? And most of the really big traders are kind of like they're done with their year. They're gonna relax and I don't know. Where's the new holiday hotspot that rich people go to now? Is it still St. Bart's? Yeah, so not much for us to do here except sit and wait, which nobody likes to do. One thing is, I'll tell you folks, if you're like an anxious trader or a nervous trader, during choppy periods into the holidays, do yourself a favor and get away from the screen for a little bit when it's really super choppy. Whew. Do institutional traders meet in bars at 1 p.m. to discuss agendas? You must be on the West Coast, eh, Blackhawk? Oh, man, those were the days. Not anymore, man. Traders don't go to bars now. They go to yoga and what else do you guys do? Yeah, cold plunges and those are the days. Go to the bar like I remember someone was asking me, "Hey JJ, do you practice? What do you do for like mindfulness and stuff like that? Do you meditate?" And I'm like, or no, what did you guys used to do in the 90s? And I'm like, it's called Jack Daniels and Marlboro Reds. And I wonder why none of us are still alive. Right? Double blackjack on the rocks and a cigar. Thank you very much. Right? That was the life. It's funny since it's so slow. We're still looking for 66 and a half. It's like the train those trains in London that are always delayed. We're waiting and it might be coming. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see the reaction at 66 and a half. Yeah, it's so funny. When I started retail trading, people would ask me, they'd go, JJ, what's your favorite setup? And I'd be, oh, the FBI agent posing as a fund manager. And they'd be like, what? They're like trade setup. I'm like, oh, I don't know, right? And they'd be like, do you journal? And I'd be like, what are you writing poetry? What's wrong with you? But all of those things, setups, journaling, all of that stuff is part of retail trading, which I have embraced. I mean, I used to make fun of it before, right? I mean, what are you journaling, right? If you were like writing stuff down in a book on a trade desk, people would make fun of you, right? Like, what are you doing? Writing poetry? Let's go to the bar. Like, wasted time. It's so different when you control the order flow or you control the supply, right? Because all you got to do is you just set the price to where the buyers are. That's really simple, right? We're the supply. If there's buyers, we raise price. If there's no buyers, like right now, we lower price. Now we got a poor low here. See, it's just making us wait. This is like one of those, this is like one of those bad TV shows where they make you wait for the end and then they go, oh, next week on. Okay, double bottom. Come on. We're waiting. Let's just get this over with. Oh. If you're short from 76, bid this area here because There is going to be some covering unless we completely lose the bid. Very choppy. Oh, come on. So if you're like short 74, 75 against that 76 and three quarter, I'd be covering a little bit here in the middle of the zone. It's always a nice place to pay yourself a little bit. And then if you have some more, if you have runners, I would bid 67 and a half, 66 and a half. Now, we're creeping up, so there should be a seller here. There should be a seller here. Just at the top of these candles is where the sellers are. Why do I prefer the ES to the NQ? Because I'm old, and I prefer a more, what we call a thick market. I prefer a market that's a little bit more boring because I don't have to be wired on Red Bull and coffee to trade it. The NQ is a very thin market. And I'm happy with my blood pressure medication. I don't need to increase it. And I learned how to trade on the ES, and I just stick to it because you can size up in the ES. You know, you can trade 20, 30, 50, 100 contracts aside in a retail account. Um, and that's enough for me. I don't need the action. I think the NQ is a young man's market or a young person's market. May be politically correct. They like the action, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Just be responsible when you're trading it. That's all I say. I like to make money nice and boring, right? Nice and boring. Keep life simple. Well, man, this is the slow train, isn't it? Boy, oh boy. Here we go. Okay. One more tick. If we get follow through, continuation under 64 and under 61, this is the big level I'm looking at, which, what a coincidence. 54 and a quarter, which is also value area low of the fourth Thursday. There's the cost basis of Thursday. It's priced right here. Let's see if we just break right through it. See how we stopped there to the tick, right? Let's see if that holds. I'm going to try a little 68 long. And I'm going to put a 69 sell order in. And if I don't get taken, I'll start hitting them. Out 68 and three quarters. I've just got one contract left. I'm just going to flatten it. Yeah, I'm out at 68 and a quarter. Not the greatest trade. I'm just testing this. I'm not patient enough. There is a seller at 69. lift the 69s and print the quarter. There we go. Quarter print. Nice. Right? Just make sure if you're long 67, 68, just sell into it up here. Right? Nice little trade, right? Simple trade, look below and fail of the previous day low. Buying a little here, stop is here, and you sell into this, right? So you buy and you throw it up here. If they take it, beautiful. If they don't, get out, right? Simple. Thanks, Paul. I could get a job doing this one day. Hey, Paul, if you're hiring, let me know. I kind of do miss wearing a suit. I know it sounds very strange to say that, but I do miss going to an office. I do miss the trade desk. I never had so much fun in my life. Even when it was stressful, it was great. Well, to be fair, Leslie, I never wore pantyhose at the office. Oh, in Florida. Oh, yeah, that does not sound comfortable. Ah, the good old days. Now we all trade in like sweatpants and, you know, a t-shirt. Ah, man, this is a slow day. I imagine it's going to be like this going into Wednesday. It'll be slower and slower and slower. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. This thing usually moves right after I get off the stream, then it pops. Right? But right now, nothing going on. So far, quiet. Anyone have any questions? Once again, folks, before we end the session, I'd like you to invite you guys to come and visit us in our trading room at thetradingsyndicate.org. You can learn how to trade in a nice, calm environment. You can work on the business, develop a nice business plan for you, and learn how to execute it. Because that's what really trading is. It's coming up with a business plan, an execution plan, and then one that works, and then doing it over and over and over again. Oh, no problem. My pleasure. Yeah, we could, Mark. We could. Anything's possible in this market. But right now, that bid, see, there was competitive buying there Friday, and it's still there. I attribute that really just to the shorts who want to cover before the contract rollover. I know I would. I mean, that new contract, where the heck is that kooky thing trading at now? New contract, 69.86. Sheesh. Oh no, 69.29. Sorry. Good God. That was two ahead. Roll forward, yeah. 69.28 is the last on the new contract. It's only traded 2,400 contracts, so that number will start to increase as the week goes through. Yeah, the bids are still there from Friday, Alexander. No reason to short this thing until that bid lets go. I don't like shorting in the lows because all it takes is one little bit of news or something like that, and the covers come in, and then you just get ripped. That's pretty much it for me. Come on, let's get a little lower. Let's see what's lurking down there. Still bid there. Still bid. No cigarettes for me. Maybe a cigar. Maybe a cigar. Oh. Until my girlfriend catches me, then I'm in big trouble. Well, folks, let's see. Come on. Come on. Let's take out that 64 quarter. Come on. It's like we have to coax it lower, right? And see, this is the problem when you have a lot of people who are trapped from different time frames in shorts, in short trades, right? They're all sitting there trying to cover when it breaks, right? That's why it doesn't go down smooth. Because it's got to chew through all of those buy orders. There we go. So I'm looking for 54 and a quarter if we break 61. There we go. Finally getting some downside action here. There we go. It only took, what, an hour and a half for this thing to break? What are we complaining about? There we go. Finally. Oof. I know some of the guys in my room would have been short for like hours. It's like There, you're rewarded. Don't say we never gave you nothing. There we go. I was looking for 54. Where'd we get down to? 58. And that these zones, all you do is you just keep copying and moving them. So we broke, that's the balance, that's 2 times discount, then we'll just have 4 times discount. Look below and fail of 61, but you know there's going to be sellers up here at this 67, 68 level. So if you are long, sell into the strength. Sell into strength. So if you bought 62, 63, put your orders out here, 65, 66, 67. There's going to be a seller at Friday's low right there. See, there they are at 66. Right. We want you to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get paid. Do not take trades unless you want to get paid, right? Don't trade for fun. Don't trade for FOMO and all that nonsense. Just do your thing. Follow your business plan. Follow your risk plan. Right? It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to make common sense, okay? That's the whole thing in trading. If it doesn't make common sense, don't buy it. And sure as heck, don't sell it. Good stuff, Hank. Oh, cool, Leslie. And that's it for me. Thanks, everyone, for being with us. Please visit us at the Trading Syndicate, where I'm in there teaching all the time. I'm always in the room. And when I'm not around, our AI is definitely around, helping traders. So come check us out. We'll be happy to have you. I'm JJ. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. And all we're trying to do in this trading room is we're trying to make you profitable so you can earn a living, make some money, pay your bills, enjoy life a little bit. And yeah, we just want you to be profitable. Nice and simple. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Trade safe. We do have some supply here now between 69 and 65. So if you're short, that's where your cover is going to be. If you're thinking that, you need to cover, or scratch. If you lose those sellers, then by all means, cover. Other than that, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same place. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful trading day. Bye for now.